Hi, my name is Raymond Ho. I'm one of the UBC Family Medicine residents, first year. I'm pleased to be joined by Dr. Ricky Tsang, a second year resident for UBC Family Medicine, also here at the Prince George site. Welcome, Ricky, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of background and maybe why family medicine.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess I'm originally from the Lower Mainland, from Vancouver, and I did undergrad UBC in Vancouver. After I graduated, I worked for a while in the corporate world and went back to school for a little bit, did some research in nutrition, and also spent some time at UBC as a teaching assistant.
Okay. So, about your background,
Sure,
I guess the sort of like going from the corporate world to family medicine it almost seems like you're turning your life around, starting a whole new chapter. Was there an inciting event or something that really made you decide, medicine, and specifically, family medicine is going to be where I'd like to specialize?
Yeah, I think medicine was always something of interest to me. So even when I was working there, I was thinking about going back and pursuing medicine. In terms of family medicine in particular, I think it's one of those specialties where you really get to develop these long-standing, long-term relationships with patients. And I think it's quite rewarding being able to follow their journey, being a part of that, and being able to look after them, and in many cases their families as well, in terms of their health and well-being. So I think there's a lot of value in that, and something that is for me personally very gratifying to be a part of.
Okay. And more specifically then, what brought you to Prince George?
Yeah, I had gone to school with someone who did the NMP program, and I had heard wonderful things about the Prince George site and the level of training and the extent of training that was offered here. And I had spoken to a number of colleagues as well. They were of the same or similar opinion. So I had a chance to chat with Ron Finkelstein, one of the co-site directors here, and in one of our initial conversations, I knew that, or I suppose I really got a sense that this was a site where residents were well supported, well trained, and had the opportunity to pursue interests, had an opportunity to pursue a variety of interests that the administrative team and the co-directors would be quite supportive of. So, those were, I think, the combination of those reasons is why I ended up coming to Prince George.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Likewise, I heard very similar things about Prince George. Obviously, I had more of a personal connection, so I had a sort of first-hand look as to what the city was like, and how the people, and especially the patients, I found are very appreciative of family medicine here, because they truly, I guess you could say, know the value of having a family doctor and being able to have that person to come in and sort of put out the fires before they start, in a way.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. I think, by and large, the patients are very appreciative. They're, a lot of them are salt of the earth type of people, and it's been a wonderful experience being able to work with them and look after them, be it in hospital or in the clinic.
Okay. And I think we touched on sort of like why Prince George and maybe what the strengths are of the program.
Yeah.
Maybe, I know this might seem like ages ago, but when you were a first year resident, what were the first few months like, and how things maybe changed in terms of your everyday routine? I
think whenever you're starting something new in a new city, that alone comes with its set of challenges. Getting to be familiar with your surroundings, figuring out how the hospital works and how the system works around here. I think those couple of months is when some of those challenges came about, and there needed to be a time of getting used to things, I guess, for lack of a better term, to acclimatize to the local surroundings and the people around you. But I think, the program and the people did everything in their power, in my opinion, to make us feel welcome and to make us and to make that transition as seamless as possible. When starting the program, there were a number of courses we had to fulfill and complete that were quite front-loaded. So that was tough in the initial weeks and months. But I think overall, because of the support we got, because of people like James and Braun are so welcoming and make it a point to connect with us individually as individuals and to really give us a free line to them whenever we needed to or felt we needed to. I think that made the process a lot easier than it could have been.
Okay, so both our co-site directors, Dr. Braun Finkelstein and Dr. James Carr, have been extremely supportive of all our efforts here and our learning. I'd say that's definitely a highlight of the site. And I guess, like you said, I'm experiencing it firsthand now. There is like a lot of courses and front loading, but I think it's in the overall goal to really prepare us to be as capable as we can be. And you feel like that's sort of that trajectory that you're still on in second year?
Yeah. I think, there's a lot of value in the content of the training and course materials in those courses we had talked about earlier. And I think having that information, having that knowledge and that training going into some of those rotations is very valuable. It does ease up and get easier once you've completed that initial bolus of courses, so to speak. But I think, to your point, the learning doesn't stop. Every day you go in, you will see and learn something new. There's never a dull moment, and it's always a new challenge. Every day comes with its own unique set of challenges, and that's what makes it interesting. As one of my preceptors often says, whenever you're working with people, it's never dull.
Exactly.
So that keeps me on my toes, I guess.
Well said. It actually brings me to my next question. You mentioned sort of new experiences, new things to learn. Has anything surprised you so far in residency?
I think one of the most surprising things in some ways is the amount of knowledge and skills and experience you develop over a very short amount of time. Even just reflecting back to a couple months ago, I think my decision making is sharper, and even through listening to things and hearing things around you, you pick up on so many things you don't even realize. And so the knowledge base is much better than it was 6 months ago. And with that comes more confident decision making. When you're put in a position where you have to make a decision, you feel more comfortable and confident in doing so because you've picked up so much through the amount of time you've spent at the hospital, in clinic, or otherwise. And so I would say just the sheer amount of learning that has been done over the past year and a bit has been difficult. It would have been difficult to fathom for me as a medical student, right? That you could learn so much in such a short amount of time.
Okay. Yeah. So year one Ricky probably looks at year two Ricky and goes, wow, that's like an incredible journey that I've made so far.
I would say that's an accurate assessment. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing year two Raymond.
Yeah, I hope the same for you as well.
Thanks. And then, so we've talked a lot about sort of our role as residents and work and training and being prepared. But I mean, there is life outside residency too, I'm assuming. Hopefully.
Yeah. I've had the opportunity being up here in Prince George to explore the city and the surrounding areas a little bit, going on hikes. So that's been rewarding to just explore the surroundings and the nature on offer here. Spending some time with some folks in our cohort, some of the residents, has been nice as well. Outside of the work environment. And my partner is in Kelowna, so whenever possible, it's nice to see her, and either she'll come up here or I'll go down there. So spending some time together from that point of view is something I really look forward to.
That's great. That's great that the program allows you to have that work-life balance, to be able to socialize with your peers, but also, have your relationships and live your life as sort of like as a full person, and potentially, that's how it's going to be as a working professional. You have that work-life balance as well. Otherwise, probably be very easy to burn out, I'm guessing.
I'd say so.
Second year of our 2-year residency. Eventually, we're going to graduate, and so what kind of future plans are we thinking of?
Yeah, good question. I'd probably be lying to you if I had a definitive answer. I think right now I'm keeping all avenues open. I think, at least for the first year, I'll probably take up some locums at some point, and then see and then go from there. But right now, keeping all the possibilities on the table, so to speak, and seeing what comes of it, over the next few months, and experiences to come for the rest of the R2 year.
So in a previous interview with Dr. Freeman, we talked about the flexibility of family medicine in terms of how malleable it is to your interests and your strengths. Would you say that that's fairly accurate in terms of how you want to sort of mold your career trajectory? While still being locum, I'm sure there's things you're going to see or have seen that you're sort of working towards.
Yeah, I have some interest in obesity and metabolic medicine, so I am thinking about doing some training in that area, and hopefully incorporating that into practice in the future.
Now, you have a background, I think, with Starlight Canada, and as well as Children's Organ Transplant Society. Is that something you still, or organizations you still keep in touch with, or I'm assuming you seem to be doing a lot of charitable work there. Is there anything there that you continue with?
Yeah. So you're correct. Absolutely. I was involved in Starlight and COTS, the Children's Organ Transplant Society. Starlight, I'm not quite as active as I used to be, but I am still rather active with COTS. I'm one of their board directors, and so it's an organization that's near and dear to my heart. I truly believe in what COTS is trying to accomplish, and I'm there because I'm inspired by the hard work and the passion that other people in the organization have towards providing children around the province with supports, those who have undergone or are awaiting organ transplantation. It's quite the challenging process, let's say. So I'm proud of the work that COTS does, and I look forward to being a part of it for years to come.
And they're very lucky to have you, because you've been involved with them, from what I understand, for quite a while now, and that continuity and that knowledge and that passion that you bring to their leadership, I'm sure is quite valuable.
Yeah, appreciate that. I think we're coming up on 10 years now with them.
Wow.
So
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I know most of our audience is here because they're either medical students that are about to graduate, and they're thinking about different places to apply to, probably a lot of sleepless nights working on that CV or that personal statement. Is there any advice that you might want to share with potential applicants that are both interested in Prince George, family medicine, or just going into the CARM cycle in general?
Yeah, sure. I think in general, I would say, be kind to yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's hard to fathom sometimes when you're in the moment, but at the end of the day, when all is said and done, things will work out. Things will work out. You will end up in a place, more than likely, where you'll get wonderful training. You'll get wonderful training throughout the country, and just give yourself a break. You've all worked very hard to get here, and and I would say keep an open mind as well. Consider opportunities and areas where maybe you didn't previously consider, and with that, you can only make the best decision based on the information you have on hand. So talk to lots of people, talk to residents, talk to programs, and see what speaks to you. I'd say that you get a sense pretty quick whether a program is a good fit for you. So reaching out and talking to some of the people who are going through it can be very helpful. For Prince George in particular, I think if you want to become a family physician with a very, very solid foundation, who has the experience and capacity in working in clinic or in the hospital, where you'd feel well trained and comfortable in both, I would say this is a wonderful site. You will be very well supported here. There's a wonderful co-director team, wonderful admin team here, and by and large, the residents who are here and end up here are passionate about very same things. So definitely consider Prince George if that is something that you're interested in.
I wholly agree. And to follow up on your advice about talking with residents, we do have a Q&A session that will be happening sometime later this year. I believe we have at least two different, one for general and then one for invitees, I guess, with your interviews. But yeah, you'll check our Instagram. The information will be posted there. But yeah, that's fantastic. And I don't know, was there anything that you wanted else to talk about?
Yeah, I guess one thing I would say is, all the best, good luck in your comms process and in your training and in your careers. You'll all get there. It might be hard to envision or think about at this point, but everyone gets there.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Tsang, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the Q&A session.